Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something quite interesting. This idea of wins without defeating in negotiation.
Hmm.
Forget that whole, winner takes all image.
Right.
Our mission today is really to explore how shifting to maybe a win-win approach can lead to, well, better results and actually stronger relationships.
Yeah, the source material we're looking at really hammers this home. Achieving your goals, sure, but doing it in a way where the other side doesn't feel like they've just been steamrolled.
Exactly. So the basic idea is that negotiation doesn't have to be like a zero-sum game.
Precisely. That thinking that for you to win, someone else absolutely must lose it can really limit your options.
Right. Like, let's dig into that. What about the downsides of that crushing victory we sometimes aim for? We hear, be tough, win at all costs. What's the hidden cost there?
Well, one big thing the material points out is future dealings.
Yeah.
If you totally dominate someone in a negotiation, don't expect them to be lining up to work with you again. You might get that one win, sure, but you could be torching the bridge for anything down the road.
Okay. That makes sense. Burn bridges aren't great.
Not for business, not for really any relationship.
So it's more about the long game, isn't it? Thinking beyond just this one interaction.
Definitely.
So what are the upsides then? What are the real advantages of actually going for that win-win where both people feel like they got something decent out of it?
The big one highlighted is strengthening the relationship itself. When both sides feel heard, feel their needs were somewhat met, you're not just closing a deal, you're actually building trust, building goodwill, and that can be incredibly valuable long term.
Okay, so it's a different focus. It's not just pushing your own agenda relentlessly.
Right.
It's also about genuinely trying to figure out, okay, what does the other party need? What are their goals? Finding that sweet spot.
Exactly. It becomes much more collaborative. It's less about slicing up a fixed pie and more about, well, can we make the pie bigger? Or, find some creative solution that hits the key points for everyone.
And that's interesting because it's not about just rolling over, is it?
Not at all. It's presented as a really smart, strategic way to operate. It's not generosity for its own sake.
Right. But I can see how someone might think, oh, that sounds a bit weak. Like you're not fighting hard enough for your side. How does the source material counter that?
It tackles that head on. The material's pretty clear. Aiming for win-win isn't weakness. It's actually intelligent strategy.
Oh.
It's about being effective, getting what you need, but doing it without leaving a trail of resentment or damaged relationships behind you. It's playing chess, not checkers, maybe. Thinking several moves ahead.
So the real goal isn't just winning this negotiation, but negotiating in a way that makes future positive interactions possible, even likely.
That sums it up perfectly. If you think about it, in so many parts of life, whether it's work or personal stuff, those strong relationships are crucial. A negotiation where everyone walks away feeling, reasonably okay about it, maybe not ecstatic, but respected, that's far more likely to lead to good things later on.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main takeaway seems to be focusing on mutual benefit, on finding that win-win isn't just like a nice to have. It's actually a more effective, more sustainable way to get what you want in the long run. Better than just going infighting.
Absolutely. That adversarial zero-sum approach, it could really limit future opportunities.
Makes sense.
So here's something maybe for you, the listener, to think about. Cast your mind back to a recent negotiation you had. Or maybe just a tricky conversation.
Okay.
How might things have turned out differently, the outcome, or even just the relationship you have now with that person, if you had consciously tried to find those wins without defeating? It's a subtle shift, but it can have a surprisingly big impact.